He is one of the giants of early Australian politics, helping to steer the nation towards federation. A suburb, electorate, university, and art gallery all bear his name. And now the Parliament, where he began his political career, has also paid tribute to him.
Alfred Deakin was one of the fathers of the Federation movement. He was one of the few Victorian politicians who was born in the colony and therefore an Australian in his mind. In addition to speaking at many events in support of Federation, Alfred Deakin actually held no ministries during the 1890s and focused his efforts on creating a federated Australia. He then continued these activities after Federation in his work in Commonwealth politics. He was influential in a number of policies, most importantly the creation of the High Court of Australia. As a lawyer, this was something that was very, very important to him, and we have him to thank for that.
Born in the Melbourne suburb of Collingwood in 1856, Alfred Deakin would eventually become Australia's second Prime Minister, serving 3 times in the highest political office of the land. But his first foray into politics was here at the Victorian Parliament, where he was the member for West Burke in the late 19th century, before switching to federal politics in 1901 as the member for Ballarat.
Alfred Deakin was a very, very talented politician. He started his political career in the mid to late 19th century, and it was really at the cusp of 2 periods in Australian politics. He was described as a radical liberal, and he was elected to politics at age 22, which is extremely young. Alfred Deakin was a protectionist, and he originally started in politics with different views, but his mentor convinced him of the just cause of protectionism, which is to protect, at this time, Victorian colonial interests in trade and manufacturing. Subsequently, Alfred Deakin had some very interesting policies that were influential in developing Victorian manufacturing, workers' rights, and agriculture. He was particularly interested in irrigation.
A century after his final term as Prime Minister, the Parliament in Deakin's home state has named one of its previously hidden gems in his honour.
The Victorian Parliament decided to name this gallery after Alfred Deakin because he was an avid reader and an avid user of the library. He actually described himself as a reader beyond all cure, and so he was often seen immersed in reading torts, but particularly he was indulging in his passion for French literature. Throughout his 21 years of being a member of the Victorian Parliament, he spent a good deal of that time in this space. This gallery space has always been used to store newspapers, and it was originally for a reading room as well. But over time, in the later part of the 20th century, it sort of was being less used by members and was more for parliamentary staff with workstations set up, and it lost its aesthetic over time.
With its ornate features and vast array of historical material, the Deakin Gallery pays homage to affable Alfred, a man who was greatly admired and respected.
Alfred Deakin was a very educated, charming man. He had a love of learning and books, and he was able to broker deals very easily between different sides of politics. But keeping in mind that he was a consummate politician, so there was another side to him.
Some of the key features of the Deakin Gallery are the changing displays that the heritage team set up, which gives us a good opportunity to exhibit some of the rare books from the collection, as well as tell some small stories from Victorian Parliament's history. Another key feature is also the bust of Alfred Deakin, which was created by Charles Webb Gilbert in 1922. Another feature which is very special is the chandelier, and that was taken down in 1905 by the Legislative Council, and in 1929 it was actually rediscovered in a dusty storeroom, and so it was hung again and is now still on display in all its glory. Members of the public can visit the Deakin Gallery. Daily tours of Parliament House sometimes incorporate a visit to the space if it's a smaller group, but visitors can also request to see the space as well.
The Deakin Gallery is well worth a visit next time you venture up to Parliament House here on Spring Street in Melbourne.